my guest this afternoon, and with me here is Rhiana Thompson. Rhiana has lived in the Black Country her whole life, and to say the least, this girl is a survivor. Thank you very much for coming on and joining us, Rhiana. You have an incredible story to tell. But first of all, for our viewers at home, let's start from the very beginning. Where did it all start?
I was born with a congenital heart defect, also known as a transposition of the great arteries. So like, the arteries are kind of like twisted, so like you have to fix them back together. Like.
Okay, and has that been since you were born?
Yeah, born. So.
Okay, and how is this heart defect? How has it affected the way you live your life?
To be fair, I haven't really, because I never even noticed until I was like 7, because Mum never told me. So it's like I got to about 7, and then Mum was like, "Oh, you've got to go in for another heart operation." I didn't even know what it was, but of it, yeah. So I didn't really notice, and then after that, it doesn't really affected me in a major way.
But I understand when you were just being born and you were only a few days old, you had to have an operation.
Yeah, 3 days old. I had an operation at 3 days old, and I think it was like 2 years, and then it was 7 or something like that.
So for you, going back and forth into the hospital, was it just the norm for you?
Yeah, it's just a normal everyday thing, to be honest with you.
Okay, but that wasn't all. Tell me about what happened last year.
Okay, last year I got really ill, and because further in the year, I had an operation a few years ago, before that, and it was called a Fontan failure. So they operated on me, and it basically didn't work. So what happened a few years ago was that my stomach was like built. It's a condition called PLE, which is protein losing enteropathy. So your body doesn't absorb protein. So like my stomach was like filling up with fluid because it was eating the protein from my food that was going in, basically. So obviously my stomach was going bigger, and because it was getting bigger, I had nowhere else to go except my chest. So obviously my lungs was getting a bit tight. So.
And do you know how common this is?
It's not very common. No, because I think if you normally, a child with a heart condition, they normally get PLE, but they either grow out of it or they don't survive. And you're supposed to survive for about 5 years or something like that. But obviously it's gone.
So you've really beaten the odds?
Yeah, really, kind of.
Okay, and I understand that there was a certain type of care that you needed. Can you tell me about that?
The palliative care?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, last year they said that they couldn't do anything else. So they said I need palliative care. So basically, told Mum and Dad to go home and make me comfortable. I didn't really know what palliative care was anyway, but it was, yeah, they just wanted basically for me to go home and basically die, so it wasn't, yeah.
And I understand that you kind of rejected this care because of religious beliefs.
Yeah, it was just, because originally they wanted me to have a new heart. In order for you to have a new heart, somebody has to die for you to have a new heart, so I didn't see, there was no good part about it, to be honest with you. So, it's not.
How hard was it for you to make that decision?
It wasn't hard. It wasn't a hard decision at all, to be honest with you, but I didn't see that as an option.
And your parents, how did your parents feel about this decision?
They couldn't do anything about it, really, but I think they agreed with me anyway.
So, really, in essence, you've been battling with your health since day one, since the day you were born.
Yeah, but it really hasn't, throughout primary school, secondary school, nobody knew how to heart condition anyway. So if nobody knows, it clearly it didn't make a difference, as everybody thought I was just like them.
But did it ever affect you, knowing that you did have this condition?
No.
So when you were growing up at school, was it difficult at all for you to join in activities or the normal school?
I used to get tired easier, but that's about it. Everything else is fine. I was in middle group for everything, middle group for PE. When I got to secondary school, I was in top PE, which didn't make any sense, but yeah, I was in top PE, so.
So physical education, it was like you were top of the class?
Yes, it was a bit weird, yeah. It was kind of like the opposite.
You really strike me as someone who just doesn't really give up. And that, I think it also reflects in what you've achieved now. So tell us what you do at the moment.
I'm at college at the moment, doing teaching assisting. And then I do a placement on the side. So I work in a primary school and then I'm at college doing placement. Yeah.
So as I understand, when you were ill last year,
Yeah.
you would have been in the middle of your A levels, but you just got up and went straight back to it, didn't you?
Yeah, I had to do a year, basically a year's work in like 4 months or something like that. I did manage to get a C, so it's all right.
How did you find cramming all that work in?
It wasn't too bad, but some of it obviously I had no clue what they was doing, so I had to kind of cram it in that small space.
But again, I know that that's not all you've achieved. You've done a lot of fundraising, haven't you?
Yeah, yeah. I did work at the Good Shepherd for at school. We did a Midland tea party, and then when I came out of the hospital, like I came out in the October, and like the February, I bought like pins and wristbands and sold them for the British Heart Foundation. So it's like little pins, like that bit look like that, and then got like the wristbands. I sold about £200 worth. So yeah, that was good.
And let's go back to the charity work you did when you were at school.
Yeah.
So what kind of stuff did it entail?
Oh, that was just like, like feeding the homeless and stuff like that. But I'm doing something similar now, which is a soup kitchen.
Yeah.
She's not far from me, actually. But yeah, that one's it's really good. Really.
And when you were young, obviously, what did charity work teach you?
Oh, I don't really know. It's just something I like to do. It's just like, almost like a hobby. And
what I want to know more about is your Just Giving page, because you have raised an incredible amount.
Yeah, I did a Just Giving page for the British Heart Foundation. We managed to raise about, £200, £300 on that one, on the Good Just Giving page. And then we did a BHF tea party, which we like sold cakes, scones, biscuits, hot chocolate, tea and stuff like that. Managed to raise £400 on that. And then we had a person who matched it. So we managed to raise like £1,500. So it was really good, yeah.
And when you go to events like this, are people amazed by your story?
Well, yeah, they are.
Well, you seem surprised.
Yeah, it's just life to me. It's like your life and Mum's life and everybody else's life.
But does it ever surprise you or, let's say, shock you at how the community come together for a cause that, you really believe in through all this fundraising?
Oh, I always think they're doing it. I never thought of it doing it for me, but everybody else with the heart condition as well. It's not just for me.
What it's like? What is it like meeting those people with the heart conditions?
I know. Well, obviously I was in the hospital and there was something there, but I've never actually like linked up with them or anything like that. So that should be my next step, to be honest with you.
Oh, that brings me on actually. What's next on the agenda for you?
Well, I did want to go bigger with the tea party next year, because it's like BHF have like a wear it, beat it. So you wear your red, face paint, do whatever you can, like red cakes, red banners, stuff like that. Do whatever you can.
I'm going to have to leave you there because we've got to go.
Okay.
But thank you so much for coming on. It's been lovely talking to you.